Sorry, bro. Which case is it?
With the intention to leave about 10 o'clock. When I was trying to leave at 11:30, the road was blocked with cars an hour and a half for them to free up from. I didn't get home until 2 o'clock. So we lost it.
I think we're not paying it to they reserve payment. It's reserved, right?
Oh, they this much right.
I'm looking at you and I said, oh my God, I want to stay, but I'm sure your place is very familiar.
Okay.
Yes, yes, baby.
Good morning, Dave.
That's a big box.
This is All different kind of wood.
No more shot. No more God.
Little curly, put it on the wall.
Sean, yes. Steve. Okay, Sean. Yeah, me here, Sean. Steve said he was going to consider me now. I'm not going to no, I'm still not come. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, I have much of your
Omar, We apologize for the late start, but there are technical difficulties. Our streamists and videographers are having a little setback, but they're putting their things together. 5 minutes, and you're good. 4, 3, 1. First.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a very sad moment, but we have to do our best with this, okay? Like a comet, blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon. Like a rainbow, fading in the twinkling of an eye, gone too soon. Shining, sparkled, and splendidly bright, here one day, gone one night, like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon. On too soon. Like a castle built up on a sandy beach. On too soon. Like a perfect flower that's just beyond your reach. Gone too soon. Born to abuse, in spite of light, here one day, gone one night. Like sunset, time to rising moon. On too soon. On too soon. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile with your fears and sorrow, smile that maybe tomorrow you'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near, and that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mcgowan. My sister Mira and Mitzi, we are cousins of Sean. Too many miles behind me. Too many trials gone through. Too many tears for me to remember. There is too much today to lose. I feel like doing that verse again. Too many miles behind me. Oh, I said, too many trials gone through. Too many tears for me to remember. There is too much today to lose. Too many sunsets lie beyond the mountain. Oh, too many rivers our poor feet have crossed through. Too many treasures are waiting over yonder. There is too much today to lose. Oh, we have crossed some hot, burning deserts. Oh, we have struggled the right road to choose. But somewhere up ahead, there is good, pure water. Good morning. And good morning. Susan. Faithful friend and father, I've called you through the years. You've been great physician when sickness lingered near. And through the stress and moments, your name is new and sweet. You become comforter to me. You are comforter. That's who you are to me. Comforter. I made that prayer so perfectly. Peace that passes all understanding. Comforter is who you are to me. And to the grieving family who weep for loved ones gone, the pain of separation consumes another home, and on the ways of sorrows we walk in perfect peace. Comforter is who the whole world needs. You are comforter. That's who you are to me. Comforter. I made that grace perfectly. Peace that passes all understanding. Comforter is who you are to me. And to the grieving family who weep for loved ones gone, the pain of separation consumes another home, and on the ways of sorrow we walk in perfect peace. 'Cause comforter is who the whole world needs. You are comforter. That's who you are to me. Comforter. I made that face perfectly. Peace that passes all understanding. Comforter is who you are to me. Comforter is who you are to me.
Hi everyone, my name is Janet Hoover and I'm Sean's husband on his mom's side, Aunt Tavita. Sean, no one ever understood me the way you did. You were one of the very few people who knew me, all the fears, the secrets, the goals, and everything that made me me. And you still love me unconditionally. You were always so kind, so open-minded and accepting. No matter the situation, you saw the best in everyone. And with that, I would always love, miss, and appreciate you for who you are. And I know God is watching over you.
doing mechanical engineering, and I was also doing mechanical engineering, but there was a shift. But it's somebody who I was following and aspiring to be. So this poem is titled Life Journey, and it's tribute to my cousin Sean. R.I.P. Life is winning and losses, highs and lows, victories and defeats, today and tomorrow. But I'm not leaving this earth without a smile. Tell them when I'm gone that I was fearless and fierce, that I lived life brave and I fought for my survival. Let words read that opinions did not define me, that I forgave those who offended me, that I have the mind of a champion. Tell them, yes, tell them that I was grateful, appreciative, and I was blessed. Remind those who gather to hear about me that life wasn't about making lemonade, but I was skillful as a hummingbird because there were times I was busy dodging sticks and stones. Mention that I needed no man's validation because God approves my salvation, because it's only Him in whom the power lies. When you gather for memory, let it be known that I wasn't perfect, but I was confident in God's grace. Days I lay back, yet resilient. Write this down. I smile in the face of adversity, and I beat my chest and say, I shall win, because even in death, God is my King. Thank you.
Just before the residents of Jamaica come, we invite our brother Omar to give us an interview on music. Windsor. We now have Thomas, representing Restaurants of Jamaica, bringing a tribute just before Carla, sister-in-law will go.
This work collection is from the Restaurants of Jamaica family, which includes KFC, Pizza Hut, and Wendy's. Dear friends, family, and colleagues, today we gather to celebrate the life of our colleague and fellow team member, Sean Omar Mcgowan. Sean's employment with Restaurants of Jamaica started on March 18, 2002. It spanned 22 years with the company. He joined as a junior technician within less than 5 years, was promoted to the position of senior technician. That was a major accomplishment for someone who at the time was so young and was an indicator of the talent that he possessed. The maintenance department in which Sean worked has competent and talented people, and within that group, Sean stood out. Sean had a wonderfully curious mind and an insatiable desire to learn and grow. This allowed his technical competence to rapidly develop, and this was supported by on-the-job local and overseas training. Sean also obtained his degree in Industrial Systems Engineering at the Korean Maritime Institute, and the company supported him in that endeavor with a full scholarship and time off to attend classes and study. Sean was programmed to do supervisory training, and what Sean may not have known was that the company was exploring opportunities for him to work overseas for a period to further develop his technical, supervisory, and managerial capabilities or abilities. The COVID pandemic and then his illness disrupted those plans. We had much bigger things planned for him. Sean was very hardworking and committed to his work and the company. There was never a case when he was called to assist where he didn't jump to the task on hand. He always did so with a pleasant, eager, can-do attitude. You always knew that Sean was going to identify the problem, solve it, and get the job done. Although Sean's illness impacted the maintenance department by him not being present on occasions, he never stopped getting involved in his day-to-day operations by phone during his treatments. He was a take-charge person. Sean was the ideal modeling employee, technically competent, positive in his orientation, helpful to his co-workers, and committed to the goals of the organization. Sean was much more than an employee, as you will hear in the following tributes from those persons who worked most closely with him. And I start with Lorna Dixon. Sean was a beautiful and humble soul. Always had a bright smile that shines out like sunshine. He was one who never backs down from teamwork. The positive energy, encouraging words, and the wealth of knowledge that he shared with the team, whether work or personally, showed how caring he was. And for this, I am grateful for the 22 years I've known him. I will forever cherish his memories. Sleep well, Sean. And Sean Miles. Sean was hardworking and always inspiring to always do the best. He was a true friend, brother, and a great co-worker. We continue with Everton Lindsay. Sean was very dedicated to his work and always carrying out his tasks. And Sheldon Sanders, it's not easy to accept your passing, but there is no other option. You were a motivator, friend, and a stern voice when needed. The Lord said it was time to take you, from the Penal School. Sleep well, Dr. P. Jerome Lynch. Sean was like a brother who would always tell you the truth and give an encouraging word. He would always say to me, "You work hard, so you should always treat yourself." And Julius Spring, Sean's first greeting to me when he called was, "Wagwan, Papa P, you good?" He was hardworking and a motivator. He believed in teamwork, and as much as they say I'm hard-headed, he always encouraged me to do better as I knew the work. Stephen Powell. Sean was very humble and dedicated to his job. He was always willing to lend a helping hand when he needed. Ralston Sutton. Whenever I was having a problem with an issue and stated the same to him, he would chuckle and then reply, "That's a simple thing. May we deal with that." James Thompson. Sean was always jovial and positive, a calm, humble, yet assertive individual, a people person and family oriented. He has impacted our lives and will be greatly missed. Certainly will never be forgotten. Sean will always live in our memories and our hearts. Rest well, little brother. You have fought the fight. You have finished the course. Rest well. And Kevin Bailey, Sean was always there to give encouragement, whether work-related or personal. And we'll end these memories with Joe Spire, Sean's department manager. Sean was considered the son I didn't have. I recall when Sean was expecting his first child, he was quite timid when he approached to share the news, as he's a very private person. "You're going to be a godmother and a grandmother, boss?" I accepted the role gladly and hosted the baby shower at my home. When Sean shared that he was diagnosed with cancer, my question was, "Why, Lord?" I then went and sat with his doctor and asked, "What next?" Sean and I discussed the next steps for his treatment, and like a mother would do, walked the journey with him. During the last part of his illness, Sean deliberately hid all the pain he was going through, as he knew how it was affecting my own health. When we spoke, Sean would say, "God is in control. And don't stress yourself, boss." Sean is missed, and his memories live continually in my heart. Let's pray. Now, there are 45 employees in the maintenance department, and if we share all of their credits, we wouldn't leave here this morning. So anyway, as you have heard, Sean was much more than an employee. He was a friend. He was family. We are eternally grateful for having known him. And as we remember Sean, Omar, Mcgowan today, let us remember that death is not the end. One day, death too will die. I now ask the members of the team from Restaurants of Jamaica.
The life story of Sean, Omar, Mcgowan. Sean on many occasions would say he's gonna have a story to tell. And he did write his story. Right until he took his last breath. he was still writing it. And what a story it is. It is heart-rending, but more importantly, it's awesome and it's inspiring. And it's one that we will continue to narrate for years, because only a part of it can be told today. Let's start with his early life. There was a little big-eared boy from Craig Hill district called Omar. Given that name by his godmother, it was almost like a premonition or a declaration on who he was to become. He said to Miss Vita, when she said to Miss Vita, no more Sean, just one Sean. These two phrases, even though they really meant that Miss V should have no more children, could almost be interpreted to say that Miss Madge from that time could see the rare, magnificent gem Sean was going to be. And his life and who he truly became are a reflection of that statement. Because really and truly, there's only one Sean, one Omar, one Sean Omar. Sean was born on December 12, 1979. He and I are the same age. He could have almost been a Christmas baby. Life in Craighill, that small little community just up the road and around the bend, was that of any typical youth growing up in the country. It was rustic and a treasure trove for adventures. It involved going to the river to swim, catch janga, going to mango bush, bird shooting, slingshot making, wheel karting at top 10 speed down the hill, and of course, kite flying. And kite flying was an all-time favorite of Sean. He loved kites so much that well into his adult life, you would see him journeying to Prairie in St. Anne to the kite festival almost every year, just to enjoy himself. Sean had a natural love for the outdoors. Of all his siblings, he was the one who gravitated more towards and developed a love for farming, like his father. He therefore was the one who accompanied Daddy mostly to bush, to tie cow, dig drum, and reproduce. You could almost say he preferred the bush over anything else, because Miss B had a hard time getting him to go to church on Sundays because of the bush. On one occasion, Mama said that she insisted that he should come to church, and he insisted that he was going to bush. And in her own words, he'd take out cutlass and said, Mama, may I go bush? And of course, life would have it that after Miss B returned from church, Sean almost shut off his foot. So, if you know Sean, we all know that he had a love for farming. It was innate and so natural that he was going to plant anything, no matter where he himself was planted. So he had his own little ground, and do not doubt that from his ground, that many provisions came to grace Miss B's table and pot. Also, don't think that he was going to less than make a little hustle out of it also. His cousin Georgie can tell all about the bush escapades that resulted in them reaping dozens upon dozens of mangoes and other fruits to sell, so that they could have their own little pocket money to go to the community fair and enjoy themselves. You would have loved to hear Sean just last year brag about how he reaped a big piece of yam right up there at Queen Hill that he planted in a bucket. And of course, my question was, who really planted yam in a bucket? But Sean did. That in itself is a testament of who Sean was and what one can really accomplish if the effort is made. School life for Sean began in Gordontown at St. Martin de Porres, infant and primary school. He later attended Marley All-Age, where most of his brothers attended, and this is where he successfully completed the grade 9 achievement test was awarded a place at Kingston Technical High. He specialized in engineering drawing and mechanical engineering. And this is where the foundation for his technical background actually began. It would seem, however, at the time that even though Sean specialized in the technical areas, he still had a vision for himself to do agriculture. It was something that he spoke about all the time and was so focused on that being his career path that even for one of his engineering projects, he did this big old project about agriculture. Even more fascinating was the fact that Katie did not even do agriculture, and Sean really wanted to do agriculture. After completing Katie, he started job hunting, and Mama V remembers that he sent out numerous letters to different places. She remembers vividly too that one of the things he wanted was to go back to school. And so he hoped that some of the places that he would apply to would allow him to work and attend school. This did not, however, work out as he wished. His first job was with Lovell Rodney in the Crossroads area, a small company specializing in cold room and machine repairs. And this played an immense role in furthering his technical skills and setting the trajectory that became his career path. Sean later got a job at Restaurants of Jamaica, as you would have heard before, in the maintenance department, and he spent 22 years there. And it was while that he was there, he pursued his BSc at the Caribbean Maritime Institute. We probably would have thought that given the trouble that Sean gave Miss V when it came to church versus the bushes, that he would not have developed a spiritual nature and a relationship with God. Contrary to all of that, Sean did find his way and embraced and accepted Christ in his life. He was about 19 years old when he got baptized and became a member of a church in Woodford. His cousin George relayed how he, Martin, and Sean first visited the church because a girl that Martin liked invited them. And of course, in extending the invitation to Martin, Martin extended the invitation to Sean and to Georgie. He explained, however, that after attending for the first time, they really loved the vibe, in his own words, that the church gave them. And they decided to attend on a more regular basis. And within a month, he said, they had all come to the same conclusion as they stood talking one morning at around 2 a.m. under the apple tree, that they really wanted to give their life to Christ. And so they got baptized. They remained steadfast for many years, But following that, they each soon drifted away for different reasons. For Sean in particular, it was after he started working and he moved away from Craig Hill to Duhaney Park to live with his aunt. This was mainly to make it easier to get to and from work, and that distance played a significant role in him drifting from the church as his visits became less and less frequent, or more and more less and less frequent. His love for God did not fade, however, and Sean remained quite spiritual. He found renewed faith during his illness, and he often spoke about the goodness of God helping him through the fight with his illness. So much so that Father currently and Evangelist Nadine talk about how Sean ministered to them instead of the other way around on one of their visits to the hospital. And his cousins and Lasandra could testify that some of the last words that he spoke before he left us was him repeating the name of Jesus over and over in praise. Sean was a family man. He had a special bond with his parents. It was so common to hear him say, make sure mom and daddy are right, or we have to make sure Mama and Daddy are alright. And along with his brothers, he did whatever he could to ensure that they were really alright, especially where their health and daily needs were concerned. He wanted to make them proud, and there is no doubt that he did. This was evident from the beam in their eyes, especially his father before he passed, and the admiration that they had whenever they spoke about him. For Mama V, Sean was one of her best behaving children. Sean never gave no trouble, she said, except when it came to church versus the bush. She said, however, that she found out that Sean had a little face-fit cheekiness about him when he was attending KT, and she saw him one day downtown at the bus stop with his friends, and the little boy walked past me like he didn't know me. He didn't say nothing to me, and me not say nothing to him, she said. And when she got home, she said, Sean, imagine you see your own mother at home and you know how to me? And Sean answered and said, then Mama, imagine you see your own son at home. And you know how to me. Among his siblings, Sean was held in high esteem, even though he was the youngest. They valued his opinion and reached out to him many times for his advice. And they can tell that he's going to counsel and reprimand them if needs be. It wasn't strange to hear them say things like, you ask Sean, or hear what Sean say, I will decide. Or, one Sean good with it, me good with it. The same bond existed right throughout all brothers. They too were proud of him. They respected and admired him. And as a result, the respect that they had for him probably stemmed from the fact that he naturally projected leadership qualities, and he could easily take charge of situations and organize to get things done. This particular nature was highlighted by Martin, who recalled them having a conversation when they were children about what would happen if Daddy were to die. And of course, Sean had already worked out everything and expressed to Martin that he, Sean, would be in charge of the house. And then he assigned responsibilities to everybody else. Another particular quality that Sean possessed was his inherent concern that he had for his brothers and whether they were doing okay or doing well. Steve spoke about the year Sean spent with him while getting treatment overseas, and the random calls that Sean would make to him on any given day, asking him, bro, you eat? And encouraging him and saying, make sure you eat and take care of yourself. He was also always on the lookout to ensure that Steve would get home by a certain time, expressing sadness at not being able to help him out sometimes in fixing his trucks and so on. Martin also spoke of Sean showing concern for him with relation to his work and securing his income for his family. Hard-working, strong-minded, goal-focused, and family-oriented, these are adjectives used by Gershom to describe his little brother. And they all reflect the sentiments that the siblings as a whole held about him. Also within his nature, according to Andrew, was the habit of him acting and possibly believing that he was the oldest one. And of course, nobody chided him about it, they just accepted it. So of course, on many occasions, you would hear Andrew saying, the one Sean called me and bad me, you know. Or, I have to do something for Sean or remember bad me. But always said with endearment in his voice. It was only on one occasion I ever heard him say, I wonder if that boy Sean was a bigger than me. Because they all accepted him being the leader. Sean's relationship with his friends demonstrated what loyalty and mutual respect looked like. It also demonstrated what it looks like when friends are there for you through thick and thin. Myers, Powell, Omar, and all the Papa P's
Sean called him Mcgowan. We saw them standing by him right throughout his illness, helping in whatever way they can, ready to act and execute in whatever way they could for him. This we know would only be because they knew what Sean would have done for them. The camaraderie among them was one to admire because of the mutual trust and respect that existed and which caused their friendship to be so long-standing. Myers speaks of Sean being one who was going to pull you along with him so that you can accomplish just as much as he was accomplishing. And he admired how people from all walks of life gravitated towards Sean. Sean was one who went all out for his children. The need to ensure that they are taken care of, provided for in the best way possible, was a large part of what drove him to work so hard. They were all beams in his eyes. His two princes, Jalon and Joshua, and of course, his one princess, Janessa. He always spoke with pride in his voice about them and about anything they were involved with. He tried to ensure that he maintained a strong bond with them and to show them how much he loved them. Janessa expressed how she could call him for anything and how much of an understanding person he was and how easy it was to tell him everything. Most importantly, she said that he listened to everything I had to say. If there was something happening at school, I could call him and be like, Daddy, you wouldn't believe what happened today. Whether it was big or small, Sean listened. For his Joshua, Sean loved him endlessly. And there was no one in the world as dear to him, as dear to Josh like his daddy. Their father-son bond was phenomenal. And in a text to Lasandra, he wrote, let's declare it last. Josh is 80% mine and only 20% yours. And of course, Las had to accept it because it's clearly true. From Lasandra speaks of what drew her to Sean. His personality, his kind-hearted nature, his laughter, his love for God, his love for his children, his family, the love he had for people generally, and his life principles. She had the thought that Sean was an angel, and she found it to be true. And of course, naturally, she fell in love with him, in her own words. She said the foundation of our relationship was love. He just had pure love for a dry girl from country named Lass, and me say it, she said it. And I had pure love for a big boy from Purdue named Shawnee. We grew in mutual love, common life principles, and a love for God, and that kept us during our rough times. Shawnee worked hard. He gave of himself a lot, and it wasn't always for his own benefit, but for the benefit of others. He was just that person. His family, his friends, associates, people mattered to Sean. I knew that, not because he said it, but because I saw it. She expressed that many of the plans they had did not come to be, but he has been such an influence in her life, and every day she's guided by the principles he held. He would say things like, Lass, you have to be strong up in a life, and stop freely. Or, Lass, when you drive off, carve out your route and ride down the direction with Sean and stop using road with traffic. Sean was her biggest cheerleader, and she was his. He fought a good fight, and his fight was not in vain because he left us all with a piece of him that will continue to live on. He taught me strength and perseverance, and to always try to make the best of my situation. Sean was diagnosed in August 2022 with stage 4 colon cancer. And cancer has this insipid impact of defining the lives of persons who have been diagnosed or afflicted with it. is influenced by this cancer. And Sean was determined not to let his illness define him. It didn't change him, and even if it did, it changed him to become an even better person. Sean with cancer was still considerate of others. He was still kind, still trying to help out other people. Sean with cancer was still hardworking and still trying his best to ensure that those who depended on him were taken care of. What he couldn't do for himself, he found other ways to get done. Sean with cancer was still positive, upbeat, and the jovial person we knew him to be. He had a positive outlook on life, and he could still encourage, motivate, and push you to do your best, even though he was going through his rough time. He was the ultimate fighter. He had declared from the beginning that he wasn't going to cry, but that he was going to fight, and fight with every strand of hair on his head. He came close to crying only once, and that was when he had done a series of tests and awaiting the interpretation of the results. He had not learned yet that he had cancer, but suspected that he did. He expressed that when the realization hit him, the tears formed in his eyes but never fell, because he told himself then that he was going to fight this thing to the end, and so he did. For the almost 2 years that Sean fought with his illness, we stood and became witnesses to something and someone amazing. We witnessed someone with great mental and emotional strength, who could still display kindness, be empathic, give others support despite what he was going through. There were many periods of painful episodes, and one could not tell that he was going through these. He wasn't always able to hide it, but most times he would say that he's okay, and he would put on a strong and brave front. This, however, was not because of pride, but because of his consideration for others. He understood well the impact that such things can have on others, especially those who were close and dear to him. Sean's passing has had such a deep impact on all of us, because the impact he had in our lives, and because of this impact that he had on our lives, his story will continue to be written. It has been amazing to see the things that have been written and said about Sean, and the good that he has done for people. This part of the story could never have been told before, because Sean never really wanted it to be so. He did those things not because of anything else other than because he was Sean. And so, as we celebrate his life, let us embrace some of his life principles. And you can read them there in your program.
Life principles of Sean. We only have one chance at life. And so let us embrace the following life principles of Sean, which were compiled from tributes written to and shared verbally about him. And these principles are also shared in your program, and you can go through them with me. And you might have experienced one of his principles. You will share your life with him. Always try to make the best of your situation, and so be kind to those who are less fortunate. Someone once said to me that Sean stops at the gas station and tips the gas attendant. And they were wondering, who does that? So that's him. Don't watch what others are doing. Just do what you need to do. Keep close connection with family and ensure that your parents are okay. Go all out for your children. Listen to them. Never let there be silence between you and them. Never let them be worried, and as best as possible, make the decisions about life easy for them. Work hard and don't let anything sway you from your goal. Have that one friend, or be that one friend. It helps.
Seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Never give up. Trust and love God and remain grounded in faith and humanity. Always have a smile and be respectful.
You can never be too busy to give a word of encouragement.
When a friend is in need, don't just help out with a book or two. Tell them, sis, bring the book with some. Be a true humanitarian and show love and compassion.
No matter how active you are, always find the time to listen and to lend support to the team.
Despite illness, be upbeat and in high spirits. A lot of it is more mental than physical, and so mindset is key.
Never be afraid to share what you know. Be willing to always help others and to learn be willing to always create the opportunity for others to learn from you.
Be the best uncle you can be. Try to keep in touch. Find out how your nieces and nephews are doing. Send them your love, well wishes, and encourage them always.
Be the most genuine person you can. Be the most genuine person can the people around you, and leave positive impact in the lives of people you come across.
Live your life to the fullest. Enjoy life. Try to keep a positive energy even when there is pain.
Face life with courage and grace. And for every challenge you meet, remain resilient and fight the good fight. Fight with every strand of hair on your head.
If you can, always try to make those around you happy. And as much as possible, try to be a joy to be around them.
Treat others as you would treat a brother or a sister.
When you love, love wholesomely and unconditionally.
As for cancer, do not let it or any other illness define you. Live life to the fullest.
That's Sean's story.